Welcome to the Post Credits Podcast, where we talk about movies after the credits roll. My name is Jesse,
I'm Max.
And I'm Logan.
and today there's a witch in the studio, but luckily for us, her arrival is marked by helpful music cues. Because today, we are reviewing Hokum, the
That's
new
right.
Yes.
Irish witch movie by director Damian McCarthy, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Yo.
So
It has no ties to Melissa McCarthy, I can tell you that.
I wouldn't have imagined. So this just kind of this slipped under my radar for the longest time. But Damian McCarthy directed a movie called Oddity, which was apparently really scary, and it made like the 20th scariest movies ranking of all time.
For a brief period. It's not
Sure.
anymore.
It was number 20, I think, when I checked it in 2024.
Yeah, it's not on the list now. It got dethroned by Smile 2.
Damn.
Made the list. So Oddity is no longer on the list.
But yeah, let's just ask the question here, because I don't know how much we have to say about its production and pre-release, but how did we all hear about Hokum?
I saw the trailer on YouTube and it spoiled the only thing that got me interested in it. So it got me interested in it, that so to say.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of same thing. I saw the trailer one day when I was scrolling around on Instagram, and I saw it was about the same guy who did Oddity, which I heard some things about. Looked pretty tense, looked pretty scary, as a lot of horror trailers tend to be now. And I like Adam Scott. It was cool seeing him in a movie like that. So it made my most anticipated for this year, just because I thought it looked cool. But other than that, I didn't know too much about this one at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, this one, it definitely slipped under my radar a little bit, as I said before, but I didn't know it was coming out around the time we did our most anticipated. I just, for whatever reason, didn't really bother to look into it, because if I looked into it, I could have seen the trailer, and if I'd even searched it up, I could have seen that one thing that got Logan interested in it, which I'm glad I didn't see. But yeah, I just never really looked into it for whatever reason. And when it ended up on Max's most anticipated, I was like, that's a really good pick. Like, that's cool. That's an interesting little movie I'm excited to see.
So I thought.
Yeah, and that, the fact that Hokum was on your most anticipated is the only reason I have not yet seen The Devil Wears Prada,
Yeah, it's the same day.
because the sequel came out on the same day. But yeah, I mean, the production seems just kind of nothing really went wrong. It premiered at South by Southwest in March, got some pretty good reviews. It has an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes, suggesting that it is well liked by 87% of critics. That they give a thumbs up to it at the very least.
Why is it called Hokum? What is the significance of the name?
I believe they mentioned in the movie that Hokum is like the Irish name for the witch. It's like, ooh, you're haunted by the Hokum.
Because when I looked it up, it said it's another word for nonsense or cliche to represent the skepticism of its main character, Bauman, played by Adam Scott. So
Interesting.
I don't know. It sounds like an Irish
Yeah,
derived word.
Hokum.
So,
Yeah, that
yeah.
Merriam-Webster definitely does say some variation of nonsense, garbage, nuts, silliness, rubbish, blah, and stupidity.
It's also a blues term, I believe.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It could be anything.
But yeah, that's fair, I suppose. I mean, there's not a lot of blues in the movie, but could be. Yeah. So, I mean, do we have anything more to say, or shall we just jump into the plot? This is an audio show. I'm going to need you guys to respond verbally.
I think
Shrugs shoulders.
excuse me. I think we're good to just start.
All right, okie dokie. We start with Bauman, the Adam Scott character, writing the finale, the epilogue, in fact. And the epilogue normally comes after the story, but this is the climax of the story that he's writing, of his Conquistador trilogy, which follows a man named the Conquistador and a boy named, I don't know.
Little boy.
Little boy.
Little boy.
Indiana Jones' little boy.
and he's writing it with a smile on his face. The conquistador and boy are stuck in the
I wouldn't
desert.
say he had a smile on his face, but
Eh.
yeah.
He's also writing in his very like modern basement. Like no real walls to speak of, mostly glass doors.
A very common horror movie cliche.
Yeah,
I'd
and
say just a
he-
modern house.
He's
stuck in there.
writing with the lights completely off.
Also another horror movie trope.
All that he has is a little Luxo lamp to shine down on his backlit computer screen, I suppose.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
And
Yeah, a little bit.
what he's writing is that the conquistador has a map that leads him to something, and he finds something that suggests that he's close, but he tries to take the map out of the little bottle that he's keeping it in, but it's stuck. So he's trying to shatter the bottle to get the map out, but there's no hard object nearby because it's the middle of the desert, no rocks. The only thing hard nearby to shatter the glass on is the little boy's skull.
You know,
And-
not the
not-
cross necklace that he had on, just his skull. So
That's a great point.
Not even his shoe, nothing.
his knee,
No.
His knee?
His
Yeah,
knee-
his
yeah, that's
knee.
what I was thinking. His
Yeah.
his femur.
knee. Like, there's more bones. Could do more bones. And then, yeah, also the cross necklace would have been pretty good to chip away at the glass, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then he sees the ghost of his mother appear in his basement, so he decides to go visit the Bilberry Woods Hotel in rural Ireland.
It happens
you do.
so fast.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, you wouldn't even believe it.
And you walk into this hotel, and it's like the most obvious, like, full core area ever devised. It's like, oh, we locked
we-
away the honeymoon suite because there's a witch in
I
there.
wonder what's up there. Oh, the witch you already said.
The witch.
Yeah, no, they say pretty quickly that there's a witch in there, and
Yeah, just even the design. If I checked into a hotel like that, I'm booking out of there. Like I'm going to like a Motel 6 or something. I'll take that.
Also, hotels are supposed to be close to places generally. Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of why you go to a hotel.
I mean, it's like a themed hotel. That's kind of the vibe I got. It's like its own little destination.
Yeah, it's when they're supposed to unplug and relax and unwind.
maybe, but they've locked the honeymoon suite. How much
Well,
out of the way travel could they be getting outside of the honeymoon suite?
I mean, who really wants to stay in the honeymoon suite? There's other rooms
the
in
people
there.
on honeymoon. It's
Well, not everyone's on honeymoon.
Maybe
But-
they're on a budget.
who
Maybe
no,
they're on a budget.
who is on honeymoon and who is not on honeymoon and also 2 hours out of the way in the Irish woods. Like, oh, a hotel, great.
Ohm Bowman, apparently.
Well, Ohm Bauman goes to the hotel because that's where his parents went. When did they go? Honeymoon.
Hmm.
And now they're dead.
Oh,
Also, the goat from Vavitch makes an appearance.
That's true.
that
There's
yeah.
Dead.
goats all over the place, and he's like, "Why'd you kill it?" And the guy's like, "Hardy, hardy, hardy, har."
Oi, oi,
I-
oi. This goat was eating the car, or no, it
Yeah,
was stomping on the car.
He's stomping on the car. Hope you enjoy our Irish accents.
That was
'cause-
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That was kind of Minnesota. My
Oi, stepping in on the car.
Yeah. Get out of my car. Aw.
accent humor. Yeah, and he goes inside of the hotel and he meets the owner, Cobb, who is telling the story to these kids, and he's like,
These twin,
he's telling the story of Hansel and Gretel essentially, but
two Hansel and Gretel themselves.
right, but like with either dramatic flourishes kind of pulled from Irish folklore. I guess it's a more Irish version of Hansel and Gretel, but the core remains the same. They get lured in by the witch, and the witch takes not their eyes, not their ears, but something more important.
Two little boys specifically. That's what he said.
Don't wiggle your eyebrows. That's what he
That's
said.
what I say.
What he said. You stayed silent during that, and
I mean, he
you left me out here to
defend
bask
for
in my.
yourself. He doesn't. He doesn't say what the part is, but my bet's on Big Toe.
Yeah,
Big toe.
that's what we're all thinking.
He takes toes.
Toe.
Little boys.
Played by
though.
Quentin.
Yeah.
Played by Quentin Tarantino.
No.
And
This joke is already not going in the episode.
No, we'll keep it in. We'll keep it in.
so, Cobb's son-in-law is the front desk clerk. His name is Mal. The groundskeeper's name is Fergal.
Not
The-
Will. Not Willie.
That's Scottish.
Whatever.
No,
he could be
not
na-
whatever.
He could be named Billy.
No, he couldn't. That's
Yes.
English. That's the worst of the three.
There's 4 actually.
Well, but we haven't said Welsh yet. And if we want to go Northern Irish, and then there's the bartender Fiona and the bellboy Albie. Ohm hates every single person he meets as soon as he meets them. There's even a little bit where he's talking to Albie, and Albie's a huge fan of his writing, and Albie is like an aspiring writer himself, and he says, "How do you come up with all these ideas for characters? I know I relate to them so hard." And Ohm is like, "Well, that's a little disturbing because I write a lot of really depraved and desperate characters."
He's so emo and edgy like that.
Yeah, at the bar too. Like, man, I didn't realize it sucked the life out that quickly.
And then he sticks a spoon into the mouth of a traditional jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
thing.
and the Albie is like, "So how do you come up with does it ever just come to you randomly?" And Ohm is like, "Yeah, one just came to me right now talking to you. Character idea, a charisma black hole with no sense of character and the absolute inability to read a room," which is also what Damian McCarthy was thinking when he wrote for Ohm.
It seems like it, yeah.
Ohm talks to Fiona about this picture of his mother near the big redwood, and so she takes him to a moderately sized redwood.
You forgot to mention he slapped his...
Oh, yeah, he slapped the
Yeah.
spoon on the hand, and then
Never-
Albie was like, "Ow."
Never meet your heroes, or else they'll slap you with spoons.
burning hot spoon.
Yeah,
And burning hot at that.
And so he goes to the woods, and he meets this guy named Jerry, and Jerry's like, "Oh, I see a lot with my magic mushrooms." And,
Sounds like he's doing drugs.
Yeah, that's what he
yeah,
just said.
that's what
Yeah.
No, he is
explicitly.
doing that.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's-
explicit.
Yeah, it's the no need to connect the dots here. Yeah, he's doing drugs. He's doing mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and he mixes them in with goat's milk. Then he's back at the bar, and that's when they say that the honeymoon suite has been locked off because there's a witch in there and that Cobb trapped inside. And Ohm decides, like, I'm just going to go to my room. But he leaves all of his stuff at the bar. And then Fiona's like, "Why do you leave all of his stuff at the bar? We got to go up and talk to him and show him that he left all his stuff." And Albie's like, I don't want to, but I guess if you'll twist my hand." And he unlocks the door, and they walk in, and Ohm has hanged himself.
Has hung.
No. Hanged.
Hung.
Hanged is the
Hung.
correct past
Hung.
tense of hang
Hung.
when used in the context of the method of execution/suicide.
Adam Scott
Yeah,
was hung
He was
in this hotel room.
No, he wasn't.
Let me-
He was
he,
hanged.
he also hanged up his phone as well.
No,
right?
he hung up his phone before he was hanged. Simple.
That's ridiculous.
That's normal. That's how English works.
Well, hanging yourself is
Well,
not
this
normal.
is Ireland. It's different.
It's not.
They drive
it's
on the
not
wrong
different.
side of the road as they
They
demonstrated.
drive on the right side of the road in Ireland.
It's the wrong side.
Not here.
The only wrong side of the road is the side where the other people are driving the other direction. So, Ohm awakes in the hospital days later, but not before a weird scene where he goes down the elevator in the hotel, shot entirely in black and white with film grain cranked up to 1,000, where he goes down the elevator and he sees this big room and he hears a guy going like, "Ah, ah," and then he's like,
Your grandpa's on the loose.
"Yeah, whatever. I'll just go up another floor." And then he goes to another floor, and it looks the same. And then there's a guy like, "Ah."
And then a lady appears behind him, and then a music sting plays.
Yeah.
A common theme for this movie, as we'll see
Yeah.
like 9 or 10 more times.
Yeah, and then he wakes up in the hospital, and he's like, "I want to talk to Fiona and thank her for saving my life." How did I'm assuming he hanged himself.
Hung.
Hung.
I'm not doing this again.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we win.
Yeah, two
I'm
against.
still gonna say
Hey,
hanged.
that's 2 against 1 there, buddy.
Guys, in the comments, tell me if it's hanged. Tell me that it is hanged. I'm not gonna read the comments to say it's hung.
Hung.
Read the. I'm just gonna read. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna delete the comments. That's
I'm just gonna confirmation bias the comment section so that it says hanged. So he goes back to the hotel and he asks Mal, like, "Hey, can I see Fiona?" And Mal's like, "Fiona's been missing for 30 years."
Fiona's turned into an ogre.
I was just thinking that.
She's locked in the dragon's keep.
You know, dye his hair blonde and Adam Scott would play a good Prince Charming. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I can't win today on the post credits podcast.
No one can.
No one wins. This is not a competition.
It's not a winning podcast.
Yeah. Come on, Jesse.
And Mal says Fiona's been missing since you died, essentially, since the Halloween party, and everybody thinks Jerry did it. And then Ohm goes back into the woods where he finds Jerry, because Jerry kind of appears whenever he wants to, and Jerry says,
That's what the mushrooms will do to you.
Yeah. Well, that Jerry says that the mushrooms allowed him to see Fiona's ghost, pointing towards the Halloween suite, and it was ringing. The Halloween suite was ringing.
Cue 4th or 5th lady appears jump scare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
time it's Fiona. It's a little variety.
It's Fiona, but like pale Fiona.
Yeah,
It's like
She's not green yet.
not
no,
yet.
no.
Not yet.
She'll get greened eventually.
Yeah.
So the hotel is now closing, and Ohm goes back to the hotel, gathers his stuff, and then confronts Jerry in the woods again. And some more information has come out regarding Jerry, that he supposedly killed his wife. And he talks to Jerry about this, and Jerry's like, she was very, very ill. She was in a lot of pain. So Ohm and Jerry break in to investigate the honeymoon suite because Jerry stole the honeymoon key. And Fergal finds Jerry there and knocks him unconscious. And he drags him back outside into his little truck. But Ohm was not seen because he stood next to the lighted window, which would cast a shadow, but it was so dark that they couldn't see him, I guess.
Yeah, like
I guess.
99% of the screen. This is Act 2, and you know it is because you can't see anything for pretty much all of it.
Right. People will describe this as a good use of negative space. I would describe it as a lot of use of negative space, but was it effective? Bits and pieces. We'll discuss that.
Yeah, here and there.
And Ohm keeps getting jump scared by ladies appearing behind her. Those ladies, it's one particular lady, it's his mother.
And a musical sting plays, except one time.
There's one time where no music. There's one time where the mother actually takes like 3 steps. That one has a musical sting.
Yeah.
There's one where she appears when he's under the desk.
Yeah, he's looking because, I mean, that happens a little later because Ohm sneaks into the honeymoon suite and he's trying to get out of the honeymoon suite because
It's like an escape room.
he was locked in there by Fergal, essentially.
That's kind of what this part of the movie felt like. It was like one big giant escape room, except you were watching somebody trying to get out
And
of
you
it.
could barely see it, and
Right.
lady appears.
So
Yeah, a lady appears.
He's in the honeymoon suite and he's tormented by these visions, and he falls asleep on the bed, and Fergal finds him in the morning and is like, "What the hell are you doing here?" He's like, Jerry made me break in." And he's like, "Okay." But then Ohm decides that he wants to open the dumbwaiter. So he's hovering near the button because he sees that the dumbwaiter door is open, and Fergal's like, don't bring up the dumbwaiter. Don't do it. Don't do it."
Uh-oh.
And so he brings up the dumbwaiter. Fergal runs outside, locks the honeymoon suite, locks all the doors, and inside the dumbwaiter is the dead body of Fiona.
Which I didn't realize was Fiona until later. She just looks
Me
like some
neither.
statue, like
Yeah,
porcelain
they had
statue.
they had the name tag, like briefly.
Yeah.
They had like
Yeah.
the name tag.
That's
that
how
said
I knew.
Fiona.
Also, you forgot to mention when he was sleeping in the bed beforehand. That's when the first image that pops up onto Google when you type in Hokum.
I thought that was a little later. I thought this was Milk and Oranges.
Yeah, I think that was a little later.
because he's in the bed and he dreams of
Yeah,
himself.
milk and orange.
No, they weren't connected because he dreams of himself.
I thought that was earlier.
No, he dreams of himself sitting alone in a dark room watching TV. And you know what?
Yeah,
No,
the
you're
TV,
right.
yeah.
The TV, it does have the first image of that. So it's a weird like rabbit creature we don't fully see, but it's got
some,
like
very uncanny.
yeah, it got like big bulging eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these like really like human teeth. It's like a guy in a suit,
I
but
like
like a
I like
creepy
the
suit.
design. It's like it's probably the creepiest creature I've seen from this year.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That-
That would have been a
that.
cool like horror icon to like utilize or something. But
Yeah.
like as is, it kind of
It
just looks
only
like
appears like twice.
yeah. It kind of reminded me of the bunny suit from Donnie Darko.
It does look a lot like it looks a lot like the bunny suit from Donnie Darko. The eyes definitely more bulged out in
Yeah.
this, like the very bulgy.
I just wish it wasn't like in the trailer or
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
promotional
it's the
material.
first thing. It's the first thing you
Worst
see.
part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's watching it and he's playing like he's toying with this gun in his hand, a small gun, and he hears a gunshot from off screen, and then his mom walks in and from off screen, by the way, are strewn about a carton of milk and
And
some
oranges.
oranges. What?
Making her famous milk and oranges. I
Yes.
see.
So
it's quite the
also-
breakfast.
Also known as instant spoiled milk.
this was
An Irish delicacy.
This also comes after Ohm said that his mother was shot in the face. So we're assuming that gunshot killed her while she was making milk and oranges. And then she comes behind him and hugs him. And then afterwards, he wakes up, Fergal leaves, he finds Fiona, he finds the tape recorder, his tape recorder. Or it's not really a tape recorder, but it's a recorder, digital recorder, that Fiona used to document her last days of life, in which she says that she is pregnant and Fergal is the father, and Fergal is trying to kill her for that.
I forgot that happened. They never brought that up again.
No, not really. Oh, sorry, not Fergal. I've been blaming Fergal this whole time. It was Mal.
Oh, Mal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mal. Everybody knows who he is.
I will say the characters that aren't Adam Scott and Fiona, not memorable. And Jerry. Jerry's memorable, but the other ones, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They're not very memorable. Even the names, like I forgot Adam Scott's character's name.
Ohm.
That one's kind of it's because it's
Yeah.
a measure of resistance in electricity.
But yeah, like before
That's
we
the significance.
but yeah, like before we sat down to do this podcast, like I couldn't tell you what his first and last name was. I just called him Adam Scott.
You
I
snap
had to
him.
look it up.
You snap him into your like snap circuits build, and he makes the light dimmer. Because he's Ohm.
He does make the lights a
Ohm.
lot dimmer. A lot dimmer.
Seems to work.
It's only getting darker from this point in the plot, so
Yeah, Jerry wakes up in Fergal's van. So Fergal did kidnap Jerry, but Mal was the one who killed Fiona. And Jerry jumps out of his van, goes back to the hotels. Well, one hotel. And the hauntings in the hotel are getting worse.
old
Ohm-
ladies appear
um,
behind him.
Old
and
ladies.
musical sting.
The same lady, just with more frequency. And this is when the TV turns on randomly and it starts playing the full rabbit clip
Mhm.
of that TV show. It's some weird TV show in which this rabbit mascot guy reads out fan mail, essentially submitted by students. Or not students,
Or
just kids.
Just Ohm.
Yeah.
Just kids.
Just
Yeah,
Ohm.
I don't know why
college students are
I
sending
don't know why
notes to the kids
students.
show.
Just kids. Just kids.
students.
I don't know why I said students. Just kids. That was weird.
Little boys.
No,
Sounds-
stop.
Little boys.
Max, calm down.
Well, that's not what I meant.
And so he reads out Ohm's message, and Ohm's message says, my name is Ohm, and the rabbit goes, Ohm? Okay. Ohm says, I was playing with my dad's gun.
As you do.
And the rabbit says, kids, what are the two things we don't play with? And they say, fire
Fire
and
and
guns. Okay, I get that.
Disclaimer, don't play with fire or guns if you're a little kid.
If you're a big kid, oh yeah. And the rabbit continues on reading. He says, the gun accidentally went off. And now my mom is dead. And my dad is really mad at me. What can you do to help? And the rabbit, at this point, he's kind of getting a little bit more manic, a little bit more frantic, and he says, there's no help coming for you. Your dad told you not to play with the gun, and now you went off and your mom's dead and there's nothing you could do about it. You're scared? You should be. Then it cuts off. And it gets all staticky. And yeah, it's a pretty scary moment. Pretty scary scene. Pretty creepy. Got the shivers, got the chills.
Yep.
And then a woman appears behind home.
Oh.
And it's all scary like.
Oh, she's back.
And then she appears behind him under the desk, right? Or
At some
in-
point.
Yeah,
at
some
this
point,
time.
yeah.
I will say that if it wasn't for all the other scares with the musical stings, I would say this one was probably the most effective scare on its own.
Right. If that was the only scare that we got, that would have been a pretty good scare. But
Yeah.
it wasn't the only scare that we got. And we'd seen that genre of scare like 1,000 times.
Yeah, this movie loves
Half
relying
of
on
it in
jump
this
scares.
movie.
It's just jump scares. Like it's not.
It's like, what was the other movie we reviewed with like so many jump scares that just took us out of it? Like I remember that being a main issue with
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
probably that.
maybe.
That was I recall
That was a
potentially
while
being
ago,
an
yeah.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I mean, who remembers at this point? We've done so many, but
Yeah, I'm at the point now where we're just like, really? We reviewed that?
Scream 7. Did that have too many jump scares?
I don't think that didn't have any scares. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Did Primate have too many jump scares?
That was a pretty good amount. I'd say Primate built up tension a lot better and a lot, more slow paced than, this one did.
If you can remember what review we're talking about, put it in the comments.
Because from what I do remember, like comparing Hokum to Primate, I think is a good example because I like Primate a lot more.
Yeah.
Hokum's scares and building up of tension feels so much more formulaic. Like you can tell that exactly when the scare is coming because either the music stops or or the camera just stops panning or the camera just turns around suddenly. It like you know it's gonna happen and okay, big musical sting. I jump a tiny bit. It's just not effective.
There's no you're not scared after a jump scare. It really kills the tension.
Yeah, this is gonna sound like look at this guy, but just like jump scares aren't scares; they're just startling you.
Yeah.
So the fact that people are like, "Oh, it's so scary, it's just a jump scares," I'm like, "Good job, you startled me for like a half a second, and then I just move on."
Right. Yeah, you're not clever for taking advantage of that like instinct.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like so many.
It's a fight or flight thing for like half a second. That's not like good storytelling if that's all you rely on.
It's like if a guy runs at you with a knife and then is like, "Ah, you flinched." Like, come on.
Like you're going to flinch because a guy's coming at you with a knife.
That it's the cinematic equivalent of that. So, at this point, he's tried to rig this system to go down to the basement, in which this little clock dings a bell. There's a little boy with a mallet that turns and rings a bell at inconvenient and indeterminate intervals. And he thinks that if he like removes the bell and the boy doesn't stop rotating, so he figures if he can get the boy at a point where it'll automatically press the button on the dumbwaiter, he can go up and down without issue.
Given like he tells the time.
Right, given
because
that he
it's
tells
at
the
an
time
interval.
accurately. But again, it's at an inconvenient and inconsistent interval, so
Yeah.
whoa, it's not going to work. But then he gets attacked by the witch. The witch appears and he draws a little chalk outline around the bed and he goes to sleep.
And we see the witch and it's not green, so
Yeah.
-1 star.
Yeah, we
for
see-
that.
It's
see-
also not
She does do
scary.
a pretty good witch laugh, pretty good traditional high pitched witch laugh.
Yeah, classic, a
Classic.
classic.
And we
Sounds like
see, yeah. Then we see the wabbit
yeah, it's sounds like
poking
some-
through the front of the bed.
What, really?
When he was in bed.
I don't remember that.
You remember that?
The rabbit poked through the front of the bed?
Yeah. Where
Oh.
were you?
I don't know.
It was over him, like inside the bed frame.
Yeah. I remember that one because it was in the movie, and two, that's the first image you see in the trailer is that shot.
Because it was in the movie. I don't remember it at all. Wow, I must have missed that.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay, well, that's a pretty scary shot in my mind's eye.
Well,
Well, you didn't see it,
Anyways-
so it's not. I
anyways,
guess it didn't work.
the witch, you only see her through either total darkness or like through the sheets by the bed frame.
Yeah, And Ohm wakes up and then he decides to try his little dumbwaiter plan. Not his dumb waiter plan, but his dumbwaiter plan.
Yep.
Although
dumb
it is a
waiter.
dumbwaiter plan, for the record. And he goes down and it's all creepy and such.
By the way, he moves Fiona's body to a chair facing directly toward the dumb waiter.
It's one of the dumbest moves.
Dumbest waiters ever.
Yeah.
So he goes down, he gets attacked by the witch down there too, surprise, surprise, and then he goes back up. And guess who's there? Jerry. Jerry is trying to convince Mal that he should go up and see the honeymoon suite. And Ohm manages to ring the service bell out of the honeymoon suite to get his attention. So Jerry runs upstairs, goes to the honeymoon suite, breaks the lock off of the little below door that he was that which is where when he was crouching down to when there was the scary scare.
Yeah. I liked this part showing how like the doorbell thing like went wrong.
Oh,
So it's just like it seems so easy, like, oh, ring him, and then like the string breaks right
so
as
he has
walks
to
in the
break
room.
the most easily breakable drywall in existence, particularly on that specific wall. So that I did appreciate. I liked the way that scene played out. He had to like take the string from there, but he couldn't do that with any other wall in the entire bedroom suite. He couldn't have just broke a wall and escaped. Then
I guess not. Like that's one of the things. Just like, wait, how can you break that so easily?
There was a cool line that kind of ties back into this at the beginning, where after Ohm's whole ordeal with the bellhop and Fiona, he raised a toast to bleak endings because he wants the Conquistador trilogy to end bleakly, in
very
which
meta.
he smashes the glass onto the boy's head, but the boy's dead and the glass doesn't break. Which I don't know. At a certain point, you just keep smashing, but I guess he doesn't feel that way, but.
Logic is out the window as soon as he even had that idea. So
Yeah. So he says, and so progressively he keeps like gaining a little bit of hope and then going back into a bleak ending. And Mal has at this point set fire to the hotel. So Jerry gets there and gets shot in the head. Mal then goes into the room to try to shoot Ohm. Ohm went down into the dumbwaiter into the basement. Mal followed, and Ohm was attacked by the witch, but managed to draw his chalk circle just in the nick of time, such that she was only able to affix chains to him.
as is like the only thing that she has to do.
Well, she didn't connect the chains to anything, but when she gets Mal, she connects the chains to her little room of hands that kill people.
Oh yeah,
And-
that thing.
Yeah, and Ohm has a little portable hacksaw that he uses to saw through his chains.
Because the
and-
magic supernatural witch chains can be broken by a hacksaw.
Yep.
Yep.
The Irish are very practical people.
The witch just went to Lowe's.
So Ohm goes back upstairs, but now the hotel's on fire, so he's all dying and shit, and he passes out, except that Fergal comes in right in the nick of time to save him, and then Ohm wakes up in the hospital. Fiona and Jerry's remains have been found, but Mal's has not been found because, again, he was eaten by the witch hands. And Albie comes back to the hospital. Now he's working at the ice cream parlor because there's no more hotel. And he's like, "Hey, do you like me yet?" And Ohm is like, "Sure." And then Albie was like, "Look, I got to confess something. I slipped some of Jerry's magic mushrooms into your whiskey that night."
Ah, that's why he could see the lady.
So that's why you could see the lady. That's probably also why he killed himself in the first place, because he was probably seeing visions of his mother at the time and the guilt and such.
Okay, but why did he see? Why did we see her like at the beginning of the movie? Assuming like his whiskey wasn't spiked with psilocybin at that time.
That's a great point. No one really knows, I think. I think he's just paranoid and then
Maybe.
also on mushrooms.
And also his house was dark.
Hell of a trip if it lasted like 4 days.
Yeah.
How much
Gee,
did
how
he
much
put in
mushroom
there?
did he put in
Yeah.
that flask? And yeah, then the credits roll on Hokum walking out of the
Poke 'em,
theater.
poke 'em, stick 'em in a stew. I thought this was okay.
That didn't rhyme.
That was
This won't rhyme too.
it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was fine also. It was more disappointing to me than anything else, just given how high I had this on my most anticipated.
Yeah.
And this is yet another horror movie that I saw the trailer for and walked in not only thinking the movie wasn't too great, but also, holy shit, this was not scary. Like, in the
No.
slightest.
No.
Look, I'm the type of person that, like, I don't want to sound, like, cocky, but, like, I don't typically get scared by too many movies just because, like,
Just by Maria Menounos and
Yeah.
literally everything else but a horror movie. Let's be honest.
yeah.
Wow, you get startled. but
I get
Startled.
startled.
Yes.
I get
It's
startled,
different
yeah.
than building up tension. Like the first thing that Gemini Google said to me when I looked up this movie and if it was scary is this movie is known for building up tension and not relying on cheap jump scares, but rather building up through long periods of time to make the watcher feel tense.
Yeah, it's not. That's
That's
bullshit.
That's
It
the
lied to
complete
me.
opposite, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Very
kinda bullshit.
disappointed.
Yeah,
by that.
there are like 2 or 3 jump scares in existence in movies that like were effective.
One is Maria Menounos.
Maria Menounos. One is from John Carpenter's The Thing, and the other one is from The Exorcist 3.
Whoa, Friedkin.
Yeah.
Good. Just get screwed.
Yeah.
Take that. Yeah, I haven't. I've seen The Thing. It is a good movie. Very scary. I tend to get scared more at movies. Definitely, I have been scared at many more things that Max has not been scared of, and this wasn't scary to me either.
No.
There was. I think by the end of it, I was engaged with it.
Yeah.
And that is
wasn't
saying
bored.
something. I
Yeah,
wasn't bored.
I wasn't totally bored with this one. It did take a bit to get going, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was actively engaged with it at a certain point. And I think what it was is that in the first half, I was really not on board with this movie because I could see about what it was setting up. Like Jerry says something that's like, oh, if you look at a reflective surface, if you look into your own eyes when you're on a trip, the trip deepens, but it can be dangerous. It's like, I know where you're going with that. And they don't go there. And the thing is like
Subversion.
well, it's not even subversion. It's just you're lying to me.
Retconning.
You didn't you forgot that you put that in the script because I'm glad that on one level I'm glad they didn't pay it off because it was a better movie because they didn't. But on the other hand, it makes the first half even less cohesive and like really messy.
yeah, the movie just kind of felt like Damian McCarthy just had like weird imagery in his head and like weird things he wanted to try with scares and just like
Like he had a dream once and he wrote it down and then he turned it into a movie.
yeah, it's kind of what this felt like to me. Not as apparent as
Felt
Bo
like
is
a dream
afraid, but
journal.
like yeah, it felt like he wrote down his dreams and put it in a movie.
Movie recommendation: if you guys do want something that doesn't rely on jump scares, but rather long build-ups of tension and atmospheric, like that, watch Run Rabbit Run on Netflix, 2019, I believe, or 2021. It's an Australian movie and something about ghosts. That's what I remember.
Oh, is that where
Cool,
that song?
ghosts.
Yeah. Does that use that song? Run Rabbit Run.
I don't remember. 2023.
That's not
So it's
2019 at all.
Fairly new. It's no Rotten Tomatoes isn't too kind on it. I thought it was, fine. I certainly think that was better than, this with as the jump scare fest it was.
It's true.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Plus, I could see the movie for most of the time.
Yeah, I haven't seen Run Rabbit Run, but
I haven't either.
yeah, this movie very, 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 very reliant on jump scares to the point that it cheapens itself very quickly.
Which was really disappointing, just
Yeah.
given the person behind it, and also
And given the cinematography, like if it was going for more an atmospheric, look, then it would have worked so well because the way they did shoot this movie, I was pretty impressed with it.
I compare this with a movie like Undertone. Undertone, what it does really, really well, and that movie has very dark cinematography in it as well, but what it does well is that when it's framing its subjects in a dark room, it has specific lighting cues and specific cinematography techniques that it uses to guide your eyes to a place where something might appear.
Mhm.
Whether or not something does appear in that space is up to the movie. But the fact is, you are forced to look because the camera is forcing you to look in a place you don't want to look. And you could, if you want, look on the other side of the frame. But it's really hard because of the way that the movie is shot, the tension it's making you feel, and the way the movie is lit. This movie is mostly just Adam Scott standing in a really, really dark room, and that dark room has no sort of highlights. It just has.
It has one round circular light in the middle of a completely black, screen.
Right. The only thing that's lit is the character in this.
Yeah.
Which is
Barely.
it's frustrating because it's not like you're darting your eyes around the screen like what could happen. It's like I just can't see shit. So I do
Yeah.
think it fails at that.
Yeah, that's one thing I loved about the Invisible Man from a couple years
Mhm.
ago.
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
that part of the intrigue of that one is that he's invisible. Like you legitimately can't see where that guy is,
Right,
but
you-
like he's moving around in your house, or it's just like
You don't even
can't
have
really
to
see
worry
him.
about it being dark. You could have a bright fluorescently lit kitchen in that movie,
Yeah,
and you're still
Yeah.
looking at it like, oh man. I'd certainly agree. That is very fantastic use of environment for horror.
yeah. Another one of my favorite jump scares was in that movie.
That is, I know which jump scare you're talking about. It's a damn good
Yeah.
jump scare.
I would have liked it
The
more
one
if
with the paint.
yeah, with the paint.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we've spent so long talking about other movies, and I think it goes to show that this movie is just really middle of the road.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very kind of run of the mill horror movie, which I don't know. From the guy who did Oddity, I was like,
Sad to say.
yeah,
It's so generic folk horror, like all of the things that they would do in other folk horror movies, they do here. And it's set up, the first act sets it up to be even more generic than it is. And by the time it pays itself off, it's still very generic.
yeah,
And even in that genericness, it's probably unfair for me to say, but I appreciate the folklore bit, the folklore direction that they took rather than, the supernatural generic demon that they took in a movie that will not be named by a certain Lee Cronin that we reviewed. But in comparison to that, I think the folklore, the traditional Irish folklore aspect was far more interesting than the supernaturality of it.
yeah. I hate to be that guy also, but I feel like the bunny suit dude, I would have loved to see more of him.
Yeah, this movie has like 2 or 3 things that I could latch on to. The witch, it's cool. Wait, that's something that we also said in our review of that Lee Cronin movie that shall not be named. But monsters are fun when they have rules. This witch has rules.
This what? This
This witch,
witch.
this witch
Ooh,
has rules.
Yep.
And like he draws the chalk circle. Like that's fun.
It's
and-
clever, except when he's standing like on the circle, so like half of him is like halfway out. So
Right, so the
Yeah.
circle wouldn't really work. But like it's fun. It's cool. Okay.
in concept, yeah.
Different motivations. He's not trying to steal his eyes or his ears, but his big toe. Cool.
She just wants to, show people around her place. It just so happens to have creepy hands coming out the walls, but
But it's okay. It's a fixer-upper.
it's a fixer-upper.
Yeah, just a fresh coat of paint is all.
She
And-
has a
and-
fun laugh.
And the rabbit guy, like, yeah, he's creepy. I don't know. I don't. I think if that was the thing that the movie had that it wasn't sold on, I would have been so much more happy with it
Yeah.
getting that amount of screen time because that's very good restraint. But and I haven't seen the trailers, but if that's what they're selling the movie on, God, that's got to be disappointing.
No, yeah.
Because that's the
really.
one
Yeah.
scary thing in the movie is that guy, and he's in there for one scene, and it's like, yeah,
With 2
But-
half scenes.
Yeah,
like I would say, yeah, more of him, but I don't want them to lose the restraint that they had with him because yeah, he's scary, but if you show him too much, we're gonna get acclimated to him. Eventually, we're gonna get acclimated to him. But Yeah, I just wish that came out. I wish that was a surprise. Luckily, it didn't impact my experience too much. So when I'm thinking about it, like, I think they used him a good amount because he stuck in my mind, and I wasn't like, whatever, rabbit guy, Hokum. But like, if this is what got you to see the movie, jeez.
I think there's also the problem of, finding out the witch's not like motivations, but backstory. And like I compared this one to Weapons, and the way they told the story, the information about, Gladys in Weapons was far more, I think, restrained. It was just as restrained as it was in Hokum, but it was also far more satisfying we knew enough about Gladys to know exactly what she's up to and like what she's doing. We know like the same amount about the witch, but I still feel like there could have been a little more about her background that I would have liked to explore. Cause like I'm kind of a sucker for like the lore behind supernatural creatures in horror movies. So I kind of try to restrain that in terms of like my enjoyment of those creatures, but like compared to that,
Yeah.
I still would have wanted to know more about the witch. And also
Right.
doesn't help that they only show her for like 2 minutes total.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, she doesn't command the screen as much as Gladys does because Gladys actually, proportionally, I would bet Gladys shares about the same amount of screen time as the witch in this movie, proportionally, because Weapons is a little longer
Yeah.
than this movie. But I know Gladys is only on screen for like 10 minutes in Weapons.
But that's still like a long time.
It's not in a 2-hour movie.
I mean, I think I'd say Gladys was more
Gladys was just more commanding.
commanding.
You
Yeah.
remember her because of Amy Madigan's performance and because she's so striking. This witch is very generic. Like, I've seen Old Toothless Lady before. That's essentially what this was with the crooked British teeth. Like, I've seen the design before, but it just doesn't command the screen so much. And she's not on screen for a very long time. She should make what she has count, and I don't think that it really comes through.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I even to the point I forgot about her until we sat down.
You forgot
and
about the
did-
witch? You forgot about the Hokum and Hokum?
Yeah, I did forget about the witch. It was just so.
What did you remember about this movie?
Not much.
The Bunny Man.
The Bunny Man, yeah. But the Bunny Man and a feeling of crushing disappointment.
Yeah,
That's really what this movie is, huh?
I just remember Adam Scott being in it, and then I don't know, just like it wasn't explored too well. So
Oh,
how am I supposed to remember that?
By the way, the ending shot for this movie is like when he throws the bottle and it pans down
Oh God,
to
yeah.
like
so
the ram skull next to it.
The final shot is actually of Conquistador,
Yeah.
and he is about to strike the boy with the bottle, but ends up giving it to the boy and says, "Boy, strike me on the head." And the boy says, "I can't do it." And he throws the bottle, and it lands right next to the skull of a ram or a goat.
It's giving Abraham and Isaac vibes.
A little bit.
That's kind of what I thought like at the beginning, but when they showed that ram skull, it kind of confirmed it for me. I don't know if that's like how you interpret it also.
It does suggest that Adam Scott is God in this scenario. So that's interesting. And that's the thing. This movie's like right on the edge of being interesting. It's like almost there because
There's concepts, but it just doesn't, delve deep into them in any meaningful way.
right, this movie needed to choose one thing, and like by the end, I felt like I was engaged because it was like, all right, we're doing the witch thing, but it was all
Like, I don't care that he was a writer. Like, I thought the whole like he shot his mom thing. I think they referenced to that pretty well and enough number of times to make it meaningful. But
Yes,
everything
exactly.
else, there really wasn't much to like the characters.
Yeah, him being a writer just feels like an afterthought.
Yeah.
yeah, the plot points in this movie needed to be a little bit more relevant to the plot as a whole, because what it ended up being was like there's about one or two things in this movie that really matter, because it's his mom that his mom informs his character, and Fiona informs the plot. There's also a witch. The witch isn't especially important in this whole thing,
She just laughs and
but the witch is there.
yeah.
Beyond that, there's a lot of other things that they kind of mention. He's a writer. His dad was an alcoholic.
The bellboy needs to pay the bills.
Right, Bellboy needs to pay the bills. The rabbit,
The goats.
the goats, the mushrooms.
And any animal significance of their symbolism or anything, I couldn't tell you.
No, I couldn't either. And I just wish that these things were a little bit more relevant to the movie because it ends up feeling like it doesn't know where it's going. And then when it gets to where it's going, you're like, that's really all it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
disappointing is the one word that I would use to summarize this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with me.
So, do we have anything more to say about Hokum or shall we jump into ratings?
Ratings?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I guess I'll go first. I've been jumping between a 2 and a 3 on this movie for a very long time. I'm just going to split the difference and say 2.5, and that'll be it.
I'm going to give this a 3 because, I mean, it didn't bore me. That's an extra star. It looked cool. That's an extra star. Well, when I could see it.
Yeah.
And the concepts were interesting. That's another star. How they executed all that, that's -1 star. And
we're down to 2.
Yeah. It's just like a combination of all the other little things that I mentioned.
Brings it up another star. So
So
you're
yeah, it's 5 stars is what I'm saying.
5 stars.
all right.
There's a 6 stars. Breaking all the rules here.
-6 stars minus.
Huh? Oh, no, my actual rating on this one, I'd probably say a 3. 2026 might possibly be the worst year for movies ever, at least for me. A year of just terrible movies and utter disappointments, and this is another disappointment for me. Not terrible, but not as bad as some of the other movies we've reviewed. But
If we took a look at our, I probably mentioned this before, but if we took a look at our most anticipated for this year, who do you think's winning in the most stars department?
Not Max.
I'm
not Max.
I'm definitely losing.
Yeah, I just
Half
looking.
of mine aren't even released this year.
It's true.
Not even.
I
It's
mean,
not fair.
It kind of took a blow when the entertainment system is down left the year.
The L went down.
And yeah, I mean, looking at our rank, looking at our most anticipated, Max definitely had a lot of stinkers on there. But I mean, he also had Project Hail Mary. We all really liked that one. Plus The Bride for me and also Max.
Yeah, that wasn't well liked by us.
That
too.
that the two people on the other side of me,
Stinkers.
they didn't love that one. On the Logan side, How to Make a Killing, I think Logan still has the highest star rating for that movie.
Yeah. Which is weird because I didn't like that one at all.
My
You
star
brought mine down.
my star rating for that's been bumped down since we reviewed that as well. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. That was a Max one that we didn't particularly care for.
Yeah, I did about the same as Hokum.
On the Logan side, Send Help.
Yeah.
We
all like that
I
one.
think.
On my side, Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Really dragged down that average.
Oh, jeez.
Then on the me and Logan side, the drama was pretty good.
Did you watch that yet?
No.
No.
And
Are
then
you going? When are you going to? So we can spoil it. I mean.
Yeah, I'm
Not
I'm gonna
spoiled.
catch up with it over the summer. I
and
feel
then
like when it hits streaming, I'm gonna catch up.
on my side, the four of us, because Cold Storage we all thought was kind of
Yeah.
but our special guest on that episode really liked that one. And then the last one was on Max's side, Michael,
Yeah.
which we all hated.
Not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's winning, but I could tell you who's losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we said before, this is a cinematic callback. There are no winners here
Yeah.
on
Exactly.
this podcast.
It is what it is. And besides, there's so much more year left for all of our movies to turn out to be terrible. That being said, if you have anything to say about what we said in this podcast, what we didn't say in this podcast, if you think what we said was wrong, if you think what we said was right, or if you have a fun fact that you are dying to share, leave it in the comments.
That you're dying.
That you're
Yes,
dying.
If you are dying currently, leave it in the comments below. We'll read out your episode, read out your comment on a future.
read out your
epilogue.
episode.
We'll read out your comment on a future episode of the Weekly Spoiler Review, assuming that you are alive to see it.
Don't click off, Max.
Max, what's our Instagram?
Oh yeah, Instagram is post_credits podcast, all lowercase. Keep on the lookout for more bonus content from us.
Love bonus content.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. On my end, I'm on Letterboxd at Threnv. That is THRNV, like the sin. By the time this comes out, I'll have a review up for Hokum, I'm sure, as well as a review and ranking up for both every Evil Dead film and every Lee Cronin film. Stay tuned.
But yeah, my letterbox is MJ Spiegel, all lowercase. That's MJSPIEGEL. I'm currently working on reviews. It'll probably be out by the time this goes out for Over Your Dead Body as well as Hokum. So be on the lookout for both of those. And yeah, I also have a ranking of every Star Wars movie because by the time this comes out, it would have been past Star Wars Day, at least the day we're recording this. So
It is
check
still
that.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah, so go check that out on my
Happy
page.
Star Wars Day or whatever the saying is.
May the
however
4th
saying
be
May
with
the
you,
4th be
dude.
with you.
My letterbox is Invaded Films. You can find me at INVADDFILMS. I have nothing else to share other than, the movie 2007, which I promoted the last episode, but, I'm still continuing to watch weird and obscure movies. Hopefully I'll have one for this episode by the time this comes out. So yeah, check it out.
Amazing. Until next time, if you can't beat him, Hokum. Roll credits.